Got this deck here for you. Mermail Atlantean Frogs.
He's doing the intro for us.
Oldie but a goodie, you know. I really like playing this deck just because you can do some crazy combos. Mermail's, it's really fun. It's kind of a fan favorite deck. And then the Frogs just kind of allow you to extend your combos, and then it really lets you get some defense in with the offense.
Would you call them modernizer almost, the Frogs?
It's a bit modernized. In fact, with Flames of Destruction just coming out, Light of Seca, you can put this into the deck and kind of change it up. So there's a lot of different ways you can build it, and I think it'll always keep up with the format. It won't be the best, but it'll always be there.
It'll always endure. All right, well, let's get into the deck. Let's do it. Nice map, by the way. We love it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So fairly standard.
Someday. Don't worry.
Fairly standard for the Atlantean stuff. You got your 1 Deep Sea Diva, tour guide of the deck. It's the best normal summon, which is going to get you into this guy. 3 Atlantean Prince.
That is a dude?
Yeah, that is a dude. It's Aquaman.
When
this
you
is
said
Aquaman.
this dude, I was like, you mean that girl? But I'm like,
Nah,
no.
man, that's a dude. That guy is ripped.
That's going into the waifu binder right there.
So this guy, if you've ever played Mermails or Atlanteans, you know, combo starter, dumps your Atlanteans, adds Atlanteans, and just lets you get a whole bunch of effects off. So 3 of him for sure. Continuing up with the Atlanteans, 2 Dragoons. It's only at 2 right now, semi-limited on the ban list. If it came back to 3, I don't think you would even want to play a 3rd. Honestly, it's pretty good at 2 as it is. And then this guy, when he's dumped, you can search for a Sea Serpent. So you can search for this guy, the Deep Sea Diva, and then the other Mermail cards as well. For the other Atlanteans, I play 1 Marksman, 1 Infantry. These are your offense cards. You can send them with Prince if you're going second. Marksman lets you pop a set card. Heavy Infantry pops a face up. So 1 and 1, you can change it however you want for the whichever deck that you're playing.
What would you cap the ratio out at? Like 3-1, 2-3?
I would never play more than 2 Infantry and 1 Marksman in a deck. Honestly, it's probably better at 2 Infantry, so you can cut the Marksman if you need to.
Okay.
Then we got 3 Teus. Similar to Prince, this guy can really help you get your combo started. A bit of an extender as well. Essentially, you just pitch a water from your hand to special summon him, and then he lets you add a level 4 or lower Mermail from your deck to your hand. Level 7, so it combos in with Megalo really well. Speaking of Megalo, got 3 of those guys. I apologize for the low rarity, but you know, gotta play on budget sometimes.
They don't work as good though.
Yeah, they don't work as good.
They get negated more often.
They really do. Yeah, people see shiny cards and they're like, I gotta stop that. None of that. So this is the boss monster of the deck, essentially. Your big beater. You summon this guy out by pitching 2 water monsters, and he can attack twice by sending a water monster from your field to the grave. To cap off the Mermails, I play 1 Abyss Spike. If you happen to not see Diva or your Prince, he's a pretty decent normal summon, and he can kind of help you get your engine going. So just 1 of him. 1 Gund. If you discard her, you can special a Mermail from the grave. So just the 1-off, because she's searchable with Teus, and you can just do a lot of crazy plays by pitching Megalos with Megalo, and use her to summon back out. So she just helps get you grave recursion. And then I am playing 1 Abyss Sphere, so I have the...
There's the high rarity.
Yeah, that's the 1 high rarity of the deck. So I am playing the 1 Abyss Lens. This is mainly just because I have the Abyss Sphere in here. It is searchable with the Teus, like most of the other Mermail cards. And then her effect is when she's destroyed, you can special a Mermail out from your deck. So that'll finish up with the Mermails. Moving on to the Frog engine. It's pretty standard. 3 swap, 3 dupe, 2 Ronin Toad. there's really nothing to say or change about this. If you're really strapped for deck space, you can cut a Duke Frog, but this is the tried and true ratio, and it's been working pretty fine for me.
How many cards is the whole deck?
The whole deck is 40 cards exactly. Got to stay on that, that meme ratio there. And then I just decided to play the frogs because not only can it help the combos, but it allows you to get some defensive options in with Toad. Like, just being able to make Toad is really strong. Alright, for other water monsters, just generic water support, 2 Silent Angler. He's a free level 4. Special him from hand. You can't special monsters from the hand for the rest of the turn afterwards, but if you know your deck really well, you can time this out perfectly, and he just helps you get into Bahamut. And then 1 Aqua Spirit, similar to the Silent Angler, except you banish 1 from grave to summon her. So again, a level 4 water just helps you get into Bahamut because we don't have Norden to work with anymore.
Took it away from us.
Yeah. And then the last water monster is the 1 Molin Glacia. Really strong card. Just, you get to rip 2 cards out of your opponent's hand for free, which, even if you're going first or second, is really strong. It's a Sea Serpent, so it's searchable out with Dragoons, and it's a perfect fit for the deck. Gotta play the hand traps.
We're playing budget here.
Yeah, we're playing budget, boys. 3 Forehead, 2 Ogres.
Felix.
You have to play this stuff. Like, the format requires it. Thanks Power Crate.
If you were really hella budget, you could replace those with Effect Veilers, though.
Yes, you absolutely could replace these with Effect Veilers and a 3rd Ogre. And with the Gamma reprint, the Gammas with the 1 Driver is also not a bad option as well. Alright, for spells, I have 2 Salvage. I had this deck oriented more for going first, and the Salvage, letting you add back 2 water monsters from your grave to your hand, really helps you make sure that you get your consistent boards out turn 1. I would definitely side these out if I was going second, but just being able to, add a Prince or another Frog back from your grave after you've linked into Mistar Boy or something, it just really helps you set up. So Salvage, pretty good card. 2 Pot of Desires. I guess I should be playing 3, but boy, do I hate ever seeing more than 1 of these
it's
in a duel.
thing.
Yeah, no,
It really is.
if you see more than 1 of these in a duel, it sucks. So
Chamberlain's alright with it.
that's Chamberlain, though, yeah, so just 2, just for the extra draw.
That's why Chamberlain's the best. Just saying.
The 1 Monster Reborn,
Oh, that artwork, though.
yeah, dude, it's actually pretty sick. It looks pretty good. 1 Monster Reborn, self-explanatory. I don't even need to say it's Monster Reborn. It's good.
Every single deck profile we've done has had the one monster.
The 1 Monster Reborn.
Yeah, one.
Why wouldn't you?
This is so good.
The 1 Abyssgale Mizuchi and the 1 Abyss Sphere. Both of these are searchable with Megalo. You're gonna be searching this one more often, but this really works well if you're going first. I know people think it's slow because, it's a trap, but it does help the deck. The Mizuchi, though, is what you're mainly going to be searching off Megalo when you special summon him. 800 attack increase, and it lets you negate a spell on your opponent. So you can set up some pretty nasty first turn boards with Bahamut, Toad, Molin Glacia, and then a Mermail with this equipped. And that's pretty hard to out, honestly. So that'll do it for the main deck. It's 40 cards exactly. You want me to go into side or extra deck?
Yeah, extra.
All right. Extra deck. 3 toads.
Some spicy tech here.
Honestly, you don't even really need 3. You could just run another rank 2 or 4 instead. If you have to summon more than 2 toads in this deck, you probably either already won or you're already lost. So yeah, if you need some extra deck space, cut one of the toads for sure. For the other rank 2s, the number 45, the Sky Cavalry, and Phantom Knight's Curse Javelin, you'll pretty much never really need to summon these. Maybe this guy once, maybe this guy once in a blue moon. They're just there for options because you have the Frog Engine, so rank 2s are available to you. 1 Bahamut Shark, that's all you need, just the one-off. For rank 7s, because all the Mermail, or the big Mermail monsters are all level 7, Big Eye, Flare Metal, and Abyss Gaios.
Pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah, I mean, like,
You know.
these are probably the 3 best rank 7s that the deck has access to, so there's nothing really to change here. You know, Big Eye, take your monsters, push for extra game. Flare Metal, just stack on that burn damage. And then Gaios is niche, but when you're playing against the right deck, like, he can really pull it out for you. Then we do have Deep Sea Diva, which is a tuner in the deck, so you do have access to synchros. So I do the Tatsunoko and Coral Dragon, along with High Speed Roy Chambara. To be perfectly honest, I've never summoned this, like, I've never needed to summon this. I've summoned these 2 guys maybe once or twice.
Could you maybe play the Whale Synchro?
The Whale Synchro is not a bad play. I play these guys just because it's a little faster. You know, with Tatsunoko, you can go straight into Coral Dragon, discard cards, pop stuff. You get effects when you discard because he's a water monster. So if you're like pitching a Dragoons or an Atlantean Prince, he can just help further your game state. And then you get to draw a card when he dies. That's always nice.
Adding cards to hand.
Yeah, and cards to hand. And then
That's why you only run the 2 desires, because you got your draw power right there.
yeah, you got your draw power right here. You got draw power everywhere. Best Link monster. It's the only Link monster I like. Me, Starboy. I think even if we weren't in Master Rule 4, I might actually want to summon him. But I just run the 2. Again, like with the toads, you really don't need any more than this. This just allows you to do the Bahamut Toad combo, and then with the 500 attack boost, you can pump Megalo up to, what is it, 3,700, and he can attack twice. So that's pretty nice. And then, like, the fact that when he dies and goes to grave and you get to add a water back to hand, it just helps keep your hand advantage up. So that's it for the extra deck. I'll go into some side deck options. I'm still working on this side deck a little bit, but just some ideas that I like playing around with. Mass Change 2, this is a funny card. You can just go into Acid if your opponent's playing a lot of back row, or if you're going second and want to push for game. This is absolutely hilarious. Other than that, it's not particularly good. Raigeki and Dark Hole. So I have this deck oriented for going first, right? So what I'll do is hopefully win the dice roll, go first, make my plays, and then my opponent's gonna want to make me go second. So I'll just sub in the Raigeki and the Dark Hole. Along with that, Cosmic Cyclones. Yeah, there's a lot of back row hate in this deck, or there's a lot of back row hate in the format right now. But you still have to like worry about decks that play a lot of back row, and especially if you're going up against like Masterpiece. You know, you gotta hit the continuous spells and traps and like just outright banish them, because you can't let that stuff go to grave.
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, wouldn't you?
No,
wouldn't
not at all.
you?
I'm totally not about to do that deck.
All right.
Spoilers.
2 Chaos Hunter. I'll probably change this up in the future. Maybe more hand traps like a third Ghost Ogre and like an Effect Veiler. But this is because you had like 60 card decks like Lightsworn Dinos and Infernoids running around. So, you know, if they get the grass off, at least they can't banish stuff, you know?
You ever thought about going for a 4th Ash, you know, Pokemon rules?
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. Broken.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Draw into 4 Ashes. Let's
Draw
do it.
4 ashes, dude.
You're
4
going-
ashes and an ogre? You ain't doing shit this turn. All right. And then because I side out for going second, I play a Kaiju engine. Most people would main deck the Gamma Seal initially, and it's not a bad option at all. But again, I like going first and then siding out for going second. So a Kaiju engine just to help, you know, break your opponent's board and push for game. Double Gamma Seal though, it's a water, so it synergizes with the deck. And then 3 Denko Sekka. Because there's nothing more satisfying than asking your opponent if it's okay to go into main phase when they have 4 back row and then just normal summoning this. It's awesome.
I wouldn't know that feeling.
Well, then you are lucky, sir.
No,
And then
having that good feeling.
finish it off, 2D barrier.
I would say this is like a staple in sides for the most part.
This is definitely, like, besides Raigeki and Dark Hole, this is definitely a side deck staple. It may seem strange to just play 2 random traps, but there's still enough that D-Barrier hits in the current format for this to be relevant, and in some cases needed. So I definitely rather have it and not need it than need it, not have it. And that'll about wrap it up for the deck there, boys.
Yep. Thank you, Andrew, for
Absolutely,
helping
man.
us out with this.
Yeah, no problem.
Anything you want to say, Brim Bro?
Just really appreciate it. Make sure to get some more decks out of you too.
I will. Yeah.
Maybe that Burning Abyss, I'll finally see it.
Hey, I'll work on the Burning Abyss, and I got a couple other decks coming up. As soon as I get my multi-fakers, we'll do all of you guys.
All right.
And
all
I'm
right.
definitely working on a bunch of decks myself.
Yeah.
I'll come up with one of them soon, and kind of spoiled it here during earlier in the video.
Yeah. So like, comment, and subscribe to see all that in the coming content. Peace, guys.